In today's video, I'm going to be making my butter recipe. It's a homemade butter made simply from double cream, salt, and it just needs 2 bowls and some cold water, and that's it. Oh, and a food mixer. I'm using one of these food mixers. So if you have those ingredients to hand, go and get them, and we'll make some butter together. Welcome back to Wild and Cottage and welcome back to Wales. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're all doing well and I hope you're all having a good week so far. Today I'm making my homemade butter recipe. I've been talking about making my homemade butter for ages and I thought I need some today. I've only got a little bit left and I haven't made any since last week. So I really need to make some because I want to make a cake for this evening's tea. So I thought I'd do the recipe with you while I'm making it and show you how easy it is to make. It's really a 5-minute recipe, if that. Doesn't take long at all. If you prepare your bowl of cold water first, it's even quicker. And all you need, as I said at the beginning of the video, is double cream, a carton of double cream, and a bit of salt. I'm using just ordinary Himalayan salt. Ordinary Himalayan salt. I keep it in this pot, it keeps it nice and dry. And I'm using my double cream, which I buy in Co-op, £2.70 a carton. It is roughly 600 millilitres of cream and I get roughly around 300 grams of butter. So it's a lot cheaper than buying the 200 grams of butter in the supermarket. So because I can't have the ration of margarine and the ration of oils, I'm making my own butter, as I've said on previous occasions. If you want to see that, have a look in the I button. And my previous videos are also in my channel page. So what you want is you just want an ordinary food processor. I'm going to turn you down and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So just turn the camera down. Okay, so this is my ordinary food processor. I've had this for a while. I got this for second hand. It's a Braun. It is a bit broken and battered, but it does me. So this is the food processor. This is the cream. You're just going to pour the cream in there. Shake it out, make sure you can get as much out as possible. I've paid for the cream, so I like to scrape out the tub as well to make sure there's none left. I've paid for the whole tub, so I may as well use the whole tub. And you're going to get roughly about 300 ml, 250 ml of buttercream. So that's that. So that just goes in there. You don't want to add your salt yet. You want to add your salt once the butter's mixed. And you're just going to turn it on full. Like that. Now, if you keep an eye on it, I've had that on for about 60 seconds. I've had that on for about 60 seconds, maybe a bit longer. So yeah, it's going to start turning to cream in a minute. It's double cream, so I'll just leave it on. Take the lid off and just check your cream. That's just starting to change now to double cream. I'll just show you. There you go, you're getting a bit of a double cream there. Right. Ooh. You hear the change in the noise? Did you hear the change in the noise? That's now gone to thick whipping cream. looks like ice cream. It tastes really nice. Now, I don't know whether you can see in the blender, but just in that corner there, you can just start to see the butter come in. That's just the butter starting to form. So you want to put it back on. And then you want to listen again for another noise change, because it will change sound again as the liquid separates from the butter. So put it back on. There we go, it's just changed again. There we go. There we go, it's butter. Now, did you hear that noise change again? That's just simply because it's now gone a bit heavier because the butter's in there and there's liquid in there as well. So just do it for a couple more seconds and then I'll show you what it looks like. Right, that's done. Did you hear the noise change? There you go. There's the butter, and that liquid in there is buttermilk. I love drinking that. Turn you back up. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, that liquid in there is buttermilk, and you can drink that. I use it in cakes, use it in biscuits. I have used it in custard as well. I do drink it. I have used it in smoothies, but I'm going to drink this one because the last one I left over too long, and I've had to give it to the chickens. But yeah, I'm going to drink this one. So I just get a dish to strain it into, because you want to strain it and separate it, and then you want to rinse it. So just be a sec. Right, okay, so my video stopped recording for some reason, so I've decided to make another little batch, just a smaller batch of butter, just to show you the rest of the process. I don't know why it switched off, it just did. It does that sometimes, it's a very temperamental camera. And yeah, so right, I've got my little jar to strain off my buttermilk. Now this is the second batch that I've done. I've used different creams, so as you can tell, there's a slightly different colour. This one's more white. This one was from Lidl. So I'm just going to drain off the buttermilk like that. And this lot I'm going to drink. Very nice, very tasty. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to pop this butter in a strainer, and I'm just going to rinse it under the tap because there's hardly anything in it at all, buttermilk, worth saving. So this cream actually is quite good because it doesn't have a lot of buttermilk in it, so you're getting more butter than you are milk. It's only it's a smaller carton. I think it's 300 ml instead of 600 ml, but it works out cheaper. It works out cheaper. Anyway, I'm going to turn you down, I'm going to strain this off, and then I'm going to show you what the next part of the process is. Right, I'm just going to get my strainer, and I have got clean hands. Just wash them. So what you want to do is you want to try and get your butter out. I like to get it right out from the edges so you get as much butter out as you can. And oh, there's a bit more buttermilk than I thought there. Never mind. Could have drank that, couldn't I? Right, okay. So I'll squeeze it out. and I get back out what I can. The only thing I don't like about doing this in a strainer is that it sticks to the strainer, so I think that's pretty much it. Right, we're going to rinse this now, and you want to rinse it so it lasts longer. So I just do that really. Right, that's that. So you want to try and get as much water out as you can. You need to make sure you've got clean hands, because you don't want hands that have got mould on them, because you don't want to get into your butter. Right, okay, I'm happy with that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put it in a little bowl, and we're going to add our salt. So I'll just take you back over to the other counter. Okay, so we're back over on the other counter, and you just want to scrape off as much of that butter as you can. Because one, I don't want it going down my drain, and two, I don't want to waste it. Right, okay. So the next thing we've got is our salt. So what you want to do is you want to flatten it out a bit so that salt can get in. You just want a pinch. You don't want too much. I like quite a salted butter. And then you just want to mix that in. Like that. And then the salt will sort of bring out some of the water. And then you want to shape it a bit. Just make sure you've got all that water out. Squeeze it in your hand like a ball, and then flatten. Now, if you've got butter pats, you can use butter pats, but I like to just use my hand. There you go. And there's your butter. So I'm just going to put that into a dish. Where's my other butter dish? I don't want to put it back in the bowl. But I do have this butter dish. It's a Hornsey one. It's got butter written on it. You find them in the charity shop. They're really good. And I find the pottery ones keep the butter fresh longer. So I'm just going to flatten that in to a shape, smooth it off, and then pop the lid on and pop it in the fridge. Right, so my butter's done, all happily in its little tub. There you go. I'm going to pop that in the fridge, and that'll stay fresh now for a good few days. I've got some cake to make, and I'm going to use my other butter from the other day. Sorry, in the cake that I'm going to make today. So I forget the time. I'll put the camera on for that. I'm going to make a cherry fruit cake today out my Eating for Victory book. So yeah, if I get a chance, I'll pop the camera on and I'll show you me making that. But that is my butter. I've got some log splitting to do. I've got the woodshed to sort out, and I've got to get in the polytunnel today to do some seeds. So I've got quite a lot to get on with. So I'll stick the camera on different points, and I'll show you what I'm up to. So I'm going to go and get my breakfast now. So I've just sorted out my little potting tray and my seed compost, my seed and cutting compost. I've got my pots up there ready to go and my trays. And this is going to be where I'm going to do the seeds, and I've got a little table that'll go here, and then I can pop my seeds on there, and then as I do them I can water them and then take them in the house. Yeah, so this is where I'm going to put it, and yeah, I'm going to get that cleared now and get that sorted out so I can start doing my seeds tomorrow, because it's going to be a nice day tomorrow, and I think that'll be a good day to be able to get the seeds done. So yeah, I'm just wondering what this sign is. I think I need to get it up, don't I? There you go. Garden for Victory. It's thrifty and patriotic. Plant today. Well, that's very apt for today's theme on the video, isn't it? So I need to get that up, don't I? Anyway, this is where my potting bench is going to be. This is where my compost is going to go, so I can start doing my seeds. And I'll just show you what I've got done today. Stripes meandering around somewhere. As you can see, I've moved the hoop run, and I've built that now. I've marked it all out. I know the wood's not very good before you'll start shouting at me, but it'll just have to do for today until I've got some money together, and then I can buy some proper wood and build it properly. I'll get some of those metal ones. I quite fancy those metal ones. I think they'll be in keeping with the theme. For now, what I've got to do is I've got to level it out so it sits nice and straight. I'm going to fork over the soil. I'm going to do a path between there. This bed is staying this size because I want the mint to stay here. I might put another little bed next to that. I need to put something under the mint to stop it growing through into the soil. And then I've still got these 2 beds to do, so I might start working on them tomorrow. I'll put these 2 beds here, and they fit nicely here. And then I might do another one here, as I say, to go with the mint. And then I'm going to put a fence up, I think, around it here to try and keep the drain clear, to keep the chickens out. But yeah, that's it so far. So I've just got to go and sort my potting bench out, and then I'm going to go and walk Stripe. Right, let's get on. It's a beautiful day here today. It's the weekend, it's Saturday, and I'm sitting enjoying this beautiful sunshine. So I thought I'd come out and get some gardening done. Hope for things to come, hope for better weather. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Do you want me to show you the sky? Just a sec. Now that's not something you see very often. Little fluffy clouds and blue sky. We usually tend to be in grey clouds with a bit of rain. But as you can see, it's beautiful. Lovely day to start work in the Victory Garden, so that's what I'm doing. Started clearing the strawberries. I'm just getting my wheelbarrow, which you can see through there. And I thought I'd just sit down taking the view on this beautiful Saturday. Beautiful weather. So yeah, I'm going back down to the Victory Garden with my little helper, and he's doing a good job of clearing up the sticks. I think he wants someone to play with him. Right, better get on. So another thing I've been experimenting with is something that a lovely viewer recommended, and she recommended doing potato yeast. Now I had a look online, and to any of you who've done sourdough starter before, you start it with potato water. You boil your potatoes and use that for whatever you're using them for, and then you strain the water to get all the bits of potato out. And I left the water overnight for 24 hours to start fermenting, and it's made this wonderful sourdough starter. I've never had much joy with sourdough starter before, but look how fluffy and light that is. Look at all the bubbles in there. This is the best sourdough starter I think I've ever made. So this has been going for 7 days now, so I'm going to try making my bread with it today and see how I get on. But there's loads of bubbles going on in there. It's a really good way of starting it. So yeah, if you want to do sourdough starter, definitely give the potato water a try. It's really easy to do, and I've just got it in one of these sprouting jars. I used to do sprouted beans and things, and it's got holes in the top, and I've just put that on the top to keep the dirt out, and it just sits on the counter and gathers all the yeast from the environment. So this the other day was down here, so it's risen all that way over the last day, 2 days. So I'm definitely going to use that because my jar's getting quite full, and I need to make some bread today. So I'm going to give it a try and see how we get on. So if it works, I'll show you. If it doesn't, I'll let you know why it didn't work. Right, time to go and get on. Right, okay, so I think that's it for me for today. Can't think of anything else to share with you, and I don't want to just waffle on for nothing. So yeah, I think that's it for me today. I'm all dressed up because I've just been to church. We've just had church lunch at church, and I did broccoli, potato, and leek and Stilton soup, and it was very nice indeed. It always goes down the tree, so everyone loves the broccoli and Stilton soup. So yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go and get on with my Sunday. I'm going to go and put my feet up because I'm absolutely worn out. I've had such a lot to do. We had a long journey yesterday, and going to see my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, and I'm very tired. So I'm going to go and sit down, do some knitting, and just enjoy watching some YouTube myself. So if you have enjoyed my video, do like and subscribe. Do hit that notification bell. That'll tell you when you upload new videos. Do hit the hype button if it gives you the opportunity to, and that pushes my videos further on YouTube. And do share them as well if you want to. You're very welcome to share my videos, not remix them. I do turn that option off, but you can share them if you want to on your social media. So yeah, if you do enjoy these videos, do also consider having a look at the rest of my videos in my playlist. And I will see you again on Wednesday for another video where I'm making cherry fruit cake for you, and I'll show you how to make that. So I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy your week, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.